gonna give you a few seconds per usual. Lower the music a bit. Okay, hey everyone, this is Omar, Wright, and today we are continuing our project with From Their Ashes. So to demonstrate what I changed since then, the last time I showcased this, have a lot more menu. I just want to decorate it a bit just to feel like a more complete project. But I have the version number here. It's going to be, first number is going to be where it's a release build. It's 0 now. It'll be a 1 when it's actually released. And then how many years in development it's been in, and then the date, so y'all can tell whether or not it's a current build or not. So we have low, options, and continue buttons that do nothing. But you click quit, it transitions out and closes the game. Click new game, it transitions in. Don't mind the glitching right now. Hold on a second. Lower music more. Distracting me. I replaced the sprite with Ryu from Breath of Fire 4 because he's actually the size I want the sprites to be for the game. I'm gonna do a little bit of modifications to make it better. The character's shadows, I did a lot of experimenting. It used to be the shadows like this box here. But from me experimenting, it seems to ground the 2D character better when you have a shadow like this underneath them. And updated the UI. Nothing special. We picked it up. Camera shifts when you're entered in inventories, so you can still see your character. You can still move and stuff, but we're going to be working on this today. This in particular is what we're working on today. Trying to flush that out. And NPC talks. Now, what I've exclusively been working on for the past couple weeks is this. Battling. So, it's a 3D. Maybe I can blow this up a bit so y'all can see the enemies. I wanted this like 3D effect with it, so I have it spawn within the world. This is actually spawn in the world. I make sure it wasn't casting any shadows or anything. And bat doesn't work, run works. Just lets you return to the world. Battle can re-trigger. Guard. guarding, attack, enemy. From my playtesting, having the targeting here instead of you having to go all the way up here in this area to select which enemies select, made it a lot smoother. And I have the indicator to let you know who you're selecting. This shape will change from a sphere to, I want it to be either a triangle, like a pyramid, or like some type of prism shape, like The Sims. Just so it can rotate too, and you can see it rotating instead of it just floating up and down. Because you can't really see that with a sphere. But you can click the X to X out a targeting like that, and boom. And you can turn auto battle on, and it'll automatically battle each other. So now you can see crits that needs to be capped off or collapse, or a clamp. It needs a clamp, but you auto battle automatically from steel. But they also move forward. Problem I'm having with this is, other than this not reflecting properly the proper number, is when characters dodge, it doesn't say dodge, it says miss. It's the blue text that appears above the characters. That's a dodge, and moves the character back when it's a dodge. So I'm gonna have to change that. And then I bought some dice today, and it got me thinking, should the weapons in this game just be dice rolls, and your stats and stuff just are modifiers that modify the stats? I don't know, something for me to think about, because I need to do damage calculations with stats and weapons and stuff like that. Let me open up Milanote. Let me see, is there anything else that I did? Because I did a lot of planning. So this is going to be status effects, and these are just names for now. I'll try to think of better universe once the story gets together and stuff. But I wanted to have slow and haste, which is the obvious choice when you have your turn your initiatives. That's the term I'm looking for. Your initiative to attack based upon real world time. It'd be nice to be able to speed it up, slow it down, change the character's speed. And then turn skip, so even if somebody's turned or asleep. So sleep, paralysis, stun, and freeze. Any character that's asleep, they'll auto awake on physical attacks. And what's gonna set my game a bit different is bosses do experience status effects. There's nothing more irritating than you building your character to have a status effect and the bosses do not just ignore it entirely. Or they recover from it entirely. So for sure you're gonna get turn skips unless during that time where the boss is asleep, you hit them with a physical attack. But other than that, it's going to be random consecutive wake up counters. As I said, usually people like the idea until you play with these dice where your attacking range from a range of 5 to like 1 to 6, for example, or 1 to 20. And then you have the modifiers, so you don't have enough modifiers, so you do like 3 or something like that. When your top potential is around 20, so it's like a high risk and stuff like that. It makes balancing later game a bit harder. But there's plenty of games that do it that people still enjoy. I think Baldur's Gate did it, if I'm not mistaken. But paralysis is gonna make you take more electrical damage. Stun, no automatic removal, only chance. So stun is just your stun. So physical attacks, you don't take any more damage for any physical attacks, and you don't auto wait, similar to paralysis, but the difference from it being then paralysis is you don't take additional damage. Freeze, you take more Cairo damage, and I might do, if you keep freezing somebody, they stay frozen longer, but automatically removes on fire damage. I know I'm gonna have to play test that to see how that feels. Now, honestly, silence and mute, confuse and daze. Confuse and daze is probably gonna do something where it's gonna miss your target and potentially hurt yourself or your teammates as well. I'm not sure if Petrified will fit in there, but it's gonna be buffs and debuff stats. I'm just gonna call them curses and blessings, based upon the theme of this game. What this game is, I'll explain a little bit later when I talk about the stats. But after actions, your typical poison, burn, and doom, which is a death counter. Okay. Isn't that more of a stun? But it's not quite like frozen. Gonna have to work with me a little bit. Okay. Sorry to milling out, don't play nice. when you use it as an outline. Come on, baby. Work with me. There will not be any earth magic. I'm just going to boop boop. There it is. I think because this game is pretty black and white, but morally gray with how the magic works. Let's say longer. More advanced stun for now. Just a lower chance. Recovery. I think of something creative with it. I just thought of something more creative. How about lower chance of recovery to help balance what I'm thinking. Lower chance of recovery, but reduce damage from physical attacks. So if enemy uses on you, it won't be quite as punishing, because I imagine it's going to be the enemy types that I'm thinking of for this game. They're going to use this a lot more than like stun. Like more advanced enemies going to use this a lot more than stun. So you have a lower chance of recovery, but you take reduced physical damage from physical attacks. That'd be a way of balancing it. And then, of course, aggro. Rage gives you more aggro, but you can only attack. Pacifism. You can't attack, only support and guard moves. So you have a support mage, you can just cast this, and they can't attack, but they can do support magic and guard moves. For set turns or something like that. But they won't be targeted. So these are just going to be the base, what the effects and what they do. How they play out is going to be dependent on playtesting. I can see in the future where abilities, if you're already asleep, abilities is lower, either increase the turn count or lower the turn recovery for these. Or you can be double haste and stuff like that. But I just want to make sure I have the status effects listed and then being able to build upon it. So the thing I think the thing that everything builds upon, I've been thinking, was FATS is going to be the acronym to represent the stats, character FATS. So this game, stealing from, I think Final Fantasy Tactics did it, with the faith being the stat that dictates magic. So, taking from their idea, in that game, your magic is dependent on your faith. And the more faith you have, the more powerful your magic. But with that as well, you're more susceptible to magical attacks for having higher faith. So they actually had I think I'll call it ability. Characters had an ability called atheism that can make you get rid of all your faith, so your magic is basically worthless. And I thought that was a cool system to see if you can. People can build a character that are faithless. And I might introduce the status effects that play with this a lot to really go into the religious things of the game. But then it's agility, charisma, toughness, strength, and senses. So max levels 10 each. So overall level for a character will be 50. After 50, it'll be a gear base. So the max total stat can be is 100. And this is just a small note for me to make sure I add the item pickup notification system. And so the reason why I put luck for faith and senses, because I put these on opposite. I want these on opposite ends too, to help ground, give something to characters that choose to be a faithless build, for example. And to help players who want to play as lone wolves as well. So this is basically going to be perception. I just wanted something catchy and easy to remember, which is FATS with 2 S's. But both of these, instead of having a luck stat, both of these affect luck. Because there's a chance you'll pick up on something that's not obvious to people that don't have clear senses. So I can play with these 2 stats when it comes to luck in the game. As y'all seen the earlier live stream, that I'm struggling how to put luck in this game and how to determine luck. I think this is the best way. Is that balance it between 2 stats depending on what it is. Okay. Man, I'm trying to incorporate food in a way. Food, potions and stuff like that. You know, it's a science fantasy. It's very easy to think of a modern way. This is a way to add some modernness to it. It's not going to be so intense that it's like survival. It's just going to be like, do you have rations? Okay, it takes this many days to get to somewhere, so you need to have this many rations, and then food to cover this other area. It's to help justify the weight system and you having to manage your inventory and what you do when you go out and do certain quests and stuff like that. The plan for it. So the damage types that's in this game is slash, blunt, pierce, flame, cryo, blessed, curse, lightning. I know it was misplaced here by the time I thought about it, and just pure support. Support might go away, but I needed this quote unquote damage type just to distinguish people. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. Now I'm thinking about it. There'll be a subcategory. Support will be a subcat for the abilities to help with aggro filtering. So the weapons for this game will have no more than 2 stats, and it's gonna be physical, which is slash, blunt, or pierce, or quote unquote magic, which is not going to be called magic. So these will be enchantments. So they will be called enchantments. And upgrades. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I put it here. This is managers. This is the progress I made and how I got to where I was. Where are you? Turn-based. Right here. Classic weapons. Right here. So it's gonna be swords, axes, maces, daggers, then ammo-based shooting system, reload ammo. Bows don't have this issue. That's why you're delaying forward to do the move. That's when you're quote-unquote loading the arrow, but you get to choose the arrow at the time it's their turn. Guns. There's going to be bullets, plasma, and lasers. This is going to play into how technology is used to compensate for those who don't have magical abilities. Is the best way I can phrase it. So they try to develop, in this world, they try to develop technology to to basically catch up, I should say, with the people who do have the faith. And then defense is just shields. It's going to be either physical shields. It's just there just to be there. If I can think about any other defensive weapons, I'll add them here. But you can block and reflect. But blocking is automatic. And I'm going to make sure you can damage with the shield too. I'm sorry, I'm fascinated with the shield hero. That's the reason why the shield is here. I was like, let's not just take it out. But it's going to be a variety of shields in this game. That's just in case somebody wants to fill it up in their offhand. Right, instead of being another dagger or a pistol or something like that, they can just do a shield to block and reflect stuff. But that's enough of me talking about that. I need to start creating. So the inventory menu needs some love. Before I start fancying up the combat, I wanted to artify this a bit. So we're going to open up a Wright. We're going to do 32 by 32 right now. And this is going to be all white. So what I want to do first is this might end up being 64 by 64. But we're going to try 32 by 32 first, just to see if we have enough space. Let me open up my Pinterest board on the side, because what I do throughout the week when I have free time, I just browse through and look at UI. That fascinates me. So one thing that really captures me was the Japanese, as you probably see with my character. Well, especially when I start doing the recoloring of my avatar for live streams and stuff. Yes, I really like this outline shading style, but this right here I really like. And I was going to copy that for this. But we finally are making art, so yay us. So I'm gonna do the border first. Just so y'all can see the process of doing this stuff. Do that here. That. Yeah, that's much better. That high. Yeah. So now I have this space here to work with here, but we're not here just to copy what somebody else did. We're here to see how we can modify this to fit what we needed to do for our game. So I'm liking how tight this is, so we go into change the bright size. We're going to go to 64. So the freedom that you get, as you see, we have far more space, so we can make this as detailed as possible. But before we do that, we can always go up. It's not as easy going back down. So we hit hiccups and stuff like that. We can just add more detail later and refine shapes. But now it's best to work small, and if you need more space in the future, you add it. I got a feeling that we're gonna work 40 by 40 for the inventory, because our characters are 32 by 64, but most characters are gonna be probably around 19 to 42, but I wanted that extra space just in case I want to make bigger characters, just so you can see how immensely impressive they are compared to the average person in that game. In this game, I meant. So, this is cool. It's a base, but I think it's better if I erase this, and I just want the border. We're going to be building inventory slots, and it's going to be amazing. So you can see why I said it's probably going to be 40 by 40, so we can have enough space just for the borders. And then have room to play around here. Okay. So we want to, y'all will see why this is white when I export it. I'm gonna export it. Let me see if I can. Move this to my desktop. This is going to be for, it's going to be an image for ashes, and it's going to be UI. This will be inventory. Background. Or BG. Inventory slot BG. Okay. This is going to be ashes, inventory, slot. All right. And we go back to Unreal. Let's edit this. Let's edit that. So, art. Let's do inventory. If I can spell. I'm gonna go to inventory. From there, we will import and apply 2D texture, save, and get back to this. So we have a border. We can now select this image. And boom, there you go. So what's cool about it making it white is we can change the color to whatever we need it to be. And with that simple change, we enter the game. And now we see we have inventory slots. So now you see with the modular way I built it, it's a lot easier to implement changes. So we have nothing. We go over here, pick it up. We have nothing. So to add a bit of like unique factor to it, I wanted this to be the bottom. Let's see how that looks. Nothing. There you go. But I don't want it to just be, what's the best way to put it? Square box. So, we're going to go back to Ace Bright. We're going to call this layer the BG, the background. We're going to create a new layer. We're going to use a color to help distinguish what I'm doing. So, I want rarity levels in this game. So I think the best way to demonstrate that is to, I'm sorry, I thought I was using a line tool. Sacrifice, let's say 3. I wonder how that looks. Trying to make it a side. Because it seems easy just to do the border, but I want something rather unique. How would I do this? Because I also can show uniqueness by, for example, not utilizing all the space. Start shifting this around, but I want to keep it simple for now. But I know I might go back to the original idea. For this, delete that. How long is this? 21. Yeah, that should be enough. This should be white as well. We're going to, I want to focus on uniqueness, post demo. Export file. No, I want to export. Yes. call it num. Let me export you. Yep, that's what I wanted. And then from here, we can import this. Do the same thing. Work with me. There we go. We don't need that, but we're gonna add that. It's gonna be image. Going in here. Begin. Now I have that. So we can get rid of the border. So we want it on the bottom. We want to transform, translate, and we want it somewhat center. And we can keep that white, and what we can do here is change its tint to whatever color we want it to be. And this will indicate our rarity level. But I don't think I like it on the bottom. But we're going to leave it as it is. I'll leave it nice purple. So now you see item, nothing special, number changes. And so you can see how you can look at a glance what rarity something is immediately. But it also tells you how much of it you have. This. Booyah. So I want to beautify the inventory menu. Let's modify this. We want to keep these for now, just for testing purposes. Sorry, every time I make a change, I'm in the habit of checking it. So I want this to be anchored to the bottom right. I'll just keep it there. It's going to change drastically. But what I need, for sure, is something to distinguish it from the background. So we need an image. Let's make it take up the whole screen. I don't know why Unreal doesn't just offset 0, 0 by default. Image, background. So everything will lay on top of this. This is the simplest way to do it, but you can do black, for example. But I'm going to drag this to the side. We're going to create a material. Materials. Material. And this is going to be ashes. UI. Inventory. BG. Fade. So we're going to change this from surface to user interface. And you see here, we can assign a material, and this is going to be the fade. So we can do a lot of cool stuff with materials instead of just using a flat image. We can like do a gradient. 7 of us making one. Like a linear gradient. Let's do this. We need a vector parameter. Let's do black for now. Actually, I need a color that I can tell is happening. Like purple. A little pink. So you see here is pink. Got so many things opened up. Okay, so y'all can see it happening in real time. Personally speaking, I like diamond gradient. multiplier. Boom. And you can see here we now have this. But what we're missing is this needs to be translucent. And what we can do is add this to opacity. And boom, we have our diamond gradient. But we don't want a diamond gradient, we want a linear gradient. So we want to set it like this, and then there you go. So U is on the x-axis, V is on the y-axis. Y is up and down, X is left and right, like you remember from school. So we hit play now. Open up UI, we get that. So it'll be easier, it's much easier to focus what's over here and see what's going on. And the color, but we can now modify this. Let's open this up. I keep all my colors here for the game. So we're gonna take this, select it, and this is gonna be just a simple parameter name, color. This is going to be user specified in the future. And then we go in here. It's doing the smaller so I can get big picture. So you can see it's kind of moody, kind of like it, so you know that you're in the menu. So what will be nice, and what I tend to do, is I create a fade in animation. And it's going to be the canvas panel. We're going to do render opacity. We do add a keyframe there. And I do around 1/4 of a second. Another one. Then 0. So you'll see here. You'll see here. If I hit play, it'll fade in. So we need to come over here. And when it's constructed, we want to play animation. So when we hit this, it fades in now. It's subtle, but it adds so much to the experience when it fades in versus it blocks itself in. we're going to from there, when we remove it, we're going to programming, controller, we want a custom event, we like remove inventory. We want to keep it inside of this. We want to play this in reverse. And we want to get its duration or length, or what would you call it? Was it play time? Time. And doing delay, and then we want to remove it from parent. So from there, we want to go to our world controller that controls the inventory menu. Interactions, advanced dialogue, I for inventory. We don't want to remove it from inventory. We want to take this and remove. Why aren't you here? Remove. Is this not the inventory? Oh, it just says user widget. That's why. I spelled inventory wrong, so that's the reason why. Inventory. Shouldn't break anything. I just say I want to do a cast. I just want to just take the reference, do the thing. And then from here, and you can see we get a fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out. So go back to inventory. I will fix the spelling later. So we have all of this, but we don't. I think these need to be edited. I'm gonna wrap this with a vertical box. And I want these two in a horizontal box above horizontal. Because I want to keep that 4-block width, and so players can see at a glance more easily what they have. So put that there. We're gonna do a spacer. That there. Here. And I want you here. Fill it. So it can be over here. So we hit save, we play, and you see here at the bottom right down here. We now have that nice, and we have the space down here to work with if we have one character. I haven't got that far with the multi-characters thought process. So their stats are probably going to be over here. People that's part of your party. And possibly you too. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. This will change a lot through play testing. That's the reason why I don't want to do any finalized art, just placeholder art. But we want to do images now. So instead of just saying test, we wanted to actually display like an icon of some sort. And I think the biggest icon we can really do, we're gonna first define our area that we're working in. No. That's going to be our rarity / number barrier. We want to do a new layer. Pull out the line tool. And this is the area we're working in. We want to avoid these areas just so we have separation. This area in here is what we're working in. This will be our image border. To work with a color in the background. And symmetry. It's a simple design for the helmet. Take away. Whoops. Of course I did this in the layer. I shouldn't have done this. Duplicate. Select magic one. Let me see that thing. Paint bucket, eyedropper. That. Magic tool, yeah. Boom. Delete. Now to refine the shape. There we go. That's just a nice, simple helmet. We're going to make a lot of these simple things to represent stuff. Helmet. Duplicate. Torso. Sorry, I was thinking for a second. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's do this. Real simple. Chest plate. Good enough. Say icons. I didn't say torso. What's everything that's in this game? Hands. Okay. And that's the hardest part with game development sometimes, is knowing where you started from. That's sort of the way with most designs. What was I going with this? I can't imagine writers. What was their motivation for that? But I'll get experience it with this game, for sure. It's gonna be a lot of writing. Hands, the hardest thing to draw. Trust the process. Just trust the process. Use my own hands as references right now. Give a nicer curve here. Looking at hands. Looking at my hands. I'll start that a bit higher. Oh. There we go. Hands. That's enough to sell those hands. Hands, boom. Was it legs next? Ooh, that should be a lot easier. Need to border back up. Drawing. Straighten out the last part. Move up here more. Yeah. Actually, I should be pushing to have these be on the edges. That way, when we do this, it's taking up more real estate. We're learning. So I can move this all the way up here. And then from there, I can illustrate that these are clearly hands. Thumbs are hard. That should be good enough. And we check the image over here. Yep, it's working. Good thing I caught that. So now we have all this real estate that we're not utilizing. Let's shift this up a bit. this more of a collar shape. I need to look at reference. Probably make this bigger. Not that. Okay. Fastest way is to actually paint it and then decorate it. There we go. That's the shape I wanted. Quickly iterating. Note N and this one should be relatively easy. Just make it longer. Export. Then let's go back to that. Yeah, simple enough. Don't need to work on that anymore. So from there, just to keep this a live stream. A bit more productive visually. Go ahead, drag all of these. Over. Here. And we're going to apply. Apply. Okay. So we want to go to UI, widgets, panel. Not battle. Inventory. Inventory slot. So we want to take equipment type. And we want to get equipment type image. So we want to select and we want this output to be not a wildcard, let's say a texture 2D. And now we can select, oh, we forgot accessory. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was accessory, not legs. Well, we're gonna use legs for accessories. Torso, head. So we hit play. And actually, visibility. Set viz on item amount. This and find its visibility. You don't need a display if it's 0. And this rarity, it doesn't need to be displayed either if it's not anything there. So we go here, they should all just be empty slots. No purple. And then when we go here, pick something up, it'll show something. And now we're trying to replace nothing special. Instead of it saying all of this. We want an image. This is going to be image rarity. We're just going to have an example here. Wrong color. Just to see what it looks like. And you can see we can look at the icons. Yeah, we did that. Now we want this. We're gonna create a bind. We want to make image size 32 by 32. We want to get image based upon this. Then apply it. Now we'll get white. You want to do one for visibility. Another one. We want to select based upon equipment type. We want to collapse it. We want it to be visible for everything else. When you see it disappear, but we pick this up, it's gonna let us know it's a helmet. And we can click it and equips it. And we can unequip it. I still need to work on refreshing this properly. But you can see the issue we have. Or it doesn't display a number, but we can tell we got something equipped to the helmet. So what we're going to do is have this be based upon that, but not, and modify this visibility on idle amount. and slot type. If it's not an equipment slot and an item is greater than 0, display it. I want if it's an equipment slot, select. If display name, if this is equal to if it's not an item, I'm trying to think. If it's not an item, if it's true, collapse it, otherwise it's visible. There it is. Sorry, it's that thing. Sometimes thinking of what you're really trying to reference when you do stuff is crazy. That's glad y'all get it. This is not working how I expected. Is it not transferring the hardcoded name? Hard-coded name? It should be. Yep. It was not transferring. There we go. Let me see if I can click here. Rarity, yeah. We need to work on that. Refresh. Take this. We run it through a checker. I'm gonna do this the quick, not so quick, dirty way. To fix this issue. No, that's the wrong select. This is extremely not how you're supposed to do it, but it will get the result I want. Click here, click there. Still doesn't work. Okay. Because it's not plugged in. Yeah. Ooh. So it updates. refresh to image. Visibility. We want to see if this is not equal to this. And yes, not not equal to none. Running a new select. I want to collapse it. There we go. If it's this issue that's been bugging me. Do that. Yes. Okay, now quit items. Yay. That was very productive day, especially how we started. I'm glad it's on record now. Well, I'm gonna wrap up for today. I'm gonna continue working on this offline, and I'm probably going to go back to playing Silk Song Tuesday and Thursday next week. I think it's a long enough break for Veilguard, but we'll see. I still have to set up a lot of stuff for Veilguard to be the following week. Not next week, but the following week. Well, I appreciate y'all coming to see me live stream, me developing from their ashes. And I wish y'all a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all Tuesday.